W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we do like and an L to the things that we don't. I think it's your turn to go first.
Cool. I got one dub this week. Only one. The only one that matters. The federal judge in the Ahmaud Arbery trial, the federal trial of the McMichaels and Brian. The judge declined the plea deal that the prosecution offered them, which probably should have never been offered in the first place. But shout out to that judge for seeing through that bullshit and making sure that it actually was what you had you theorized. They were kind of positioning for better conditions. Yeah, instead of going to a state prison, they wanted to be in a fancy federal prison where no one would poke them. So no. No sir. Close the door on that one real quick. So shout out to them. Let's get to the L's list because it is lengthy this week. I'm going to give one out to James Clyburn.
Ew.
We just got done having a conversation about what I would call, picked individuals or picked Negroes, to get a little bit more descriptive. People who have our trust in the community that are used for those who would see us in the same spot that we are and have always been in, or even seek to destroy us. They will use these people as emissaries for their message, for their narrative, for their works. Jim Clyburn is one of those people. He's one of those people. Now, before you jump on my back and tell me the long history about Jim Clyburn and SNCC and his time as a civil rights leader, just hear me out. Hear me out. So this week, Senator James Clyburn introduced a bill making Lift Every Voice the United States national hymn. And with that introduction, Clyburn goes on to explain and defend this new bill by saying that it puts us in a state of cooperation and love. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of what it is. It puts us in a more cooperative mood to make real changes. It's 2022. Black women are twice as likely to die from childbirth than white women. Black children are 4 times as likely to be arrested, or excuse me, let's switch the numbers up a little bit. 1 out of every 4 black children will either end up dead or in jail by the time that they're 18 or 21. Still make up 70% of the prison population. Still woefully underrepresented, underpaid, undercared for. Are poor, are sick, are destitute, are treated worse than any other community. Jim Clyburn wants to give you a national hymn in 2022. Not 1960 something when Jim Clyburn was in his prime. He wants us to hold hands together, one and all, black, white, and in between, and sing Kumbaya. Jim Clyburn is one of them picked Negroes. He's one of those individuals that are sent to dissuade or persuade us from progress, persuade us from hostilities. Jim Clyburn is the same individual that thinks sloganeering for defund the police or Medicare for all or whatever is detrimental to the Democratic Party or the wants and needs of the American people, especially American blacks. But if sloganeering is such a bad thing and such a detriment to the Democratic agenda, then what the fuck is the propaganda move of making Lift Every Voice the national hymn? It just disgusts me, man. Like, you anointed Joe Biden the Democratic candidate for black people to get behind. That's what you did. That was your responsibility. We've got nothing for it. We've got nothing to show for it. And how do you continue to fight? National hymn. We need to do away with these people, man. Stop voting them in. Stop supporting them. Stop giving them the levity and the benefit of the doubt. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. And it's only because you give it they are allowed to continue to keep us docile and unaware. Braylen Edwards is getting an L for me this week. So, obviously, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride for most Michigan fans the last couple of weeks, right? With everything that's going on with Jim Harbaugh, in his status as Michigan's head coach, things have been a little nuts. A lot of people emotional behind this, and to a certain degree, I can understand it, right? I get it. We all love Michigan. We just came off this great season. We wanted the momentum to keep rolling. I don't think it's necessarily been totally derailed. I don't think we'll be talking about this next month, but it has been a bit of controversy, at least, right? So with Braylen going on and discussing, the aftermath of all of this stuff with Jim Harbaugh, taking the interview with the Vikings, but then ultimately deciding to come back to Michigan, I felt like he laid it on a little thick. He was on Woodward Sports, and basically his insinuation was, you're selfish, Jim Harbaugh. You tried to leave Michigan. You tried to leave us at the altar, and Minnesota didn't want you. Now you coming back humbled and all this other stuff. Here's my question to Braylen. Number one, right? Because the reporting that we got was Jim Harbaugh went to Minnesota thinking that he was pretty much had the job, right? That the interview was much of a formality. I mean, if I were to look at the head coaching candidates at that time for the Minnesota Vikings and measure them up against Jim Harbaugh, if they were bringing him in, if they were flying him in on the team jet, I would have suggested that as well. I think everyone else in sports media thought that as well, because that's what you all were reporting. Every single one of you, Feldman, you Bacon, anyone on Woodward Sports, anyone at Wolverine, at Michigan Podcast, at the Wolverine.com, at Lockdown. That's what everybody said, is that Jim Harbaugh was leaving. You all said that. You all were operating under the assumption that Jim Harbaugh had as good a chance to be the Vikings head coach as I have as being black tomorrow. All of you. So Jim Harbaugh goes out to Minnesota. Interview's going well. This is per the reporting of Bruce Feldman. Interview is going well until it's not. Literally what it says. Interview was going well until it wasn't. Not Minnesota Vikings decided they actually didn't want Jim Harbaugh after flying him out on a private jet in the middle of the week on signing day. That's what you insinuated in your rant. That's not what was said. So what happens to your childish like ranting and raving about Jim Harbaugh with his grown ass making a decision for his employment, which has absolutely nothing to do with you personally, but it's okay for you to call his moral character to the forefront, right? So where would your rant stand if Jim was the one that decided to end the interview? What kind of egg do you have on your face if you just got up here for the last 20 minutes screaming at the top of your lungs how selfish the man was, if ultimately he was the one that screwed up the interview and decided to call Ward Manuel on the way home telling him that he was coming back to Michigan? What if he was the one? What if he was the one to fuck it up? What if he was the one that said, you know what, this doesn't feel right. I thought I had a job here and it feels like I'm actually interviewing. That's not what I wanted here. I'm going back to Michigan. Then everything you just said was wrong, right? Then it was Jim's decision. Then it was his decision. Because I have not heard definitively what no one has said. It's just, it was going well for the first 6 hours or so, and then it wasn't. That's it. That's all that was reported. You run with that at the first opportunity. You know why? I don't think it's any coincidence that Braylen Edwards was one of the biggest Jim Harbaugh critics there was through his tenure at Michigan, until he was forced to respect John Harbaugh, because John Harbaugh did what he needed to do. He won a Big Ten championship. He beat Ohio State, right? Now you got to take away of him. This stinks of, I really wanted to shit on Jim Harbaugh and run him out of town, but he won that goddamn Big Ten championship, so I can't, but I'll take every opportunity to shit on him in between. Come on, Braylen, like this is like, I get it that the fan in you is coming out and it rubbed you a different type of way that Jim Harbaugh had one foot out the door. But let me remind you all how you were speaking about this before it became a reality that he was actually going to take the job. What was the communication? Nobody begrudged him. Yeah. Nobody was mad at him. It was all, well, he's got more leverage than he had last year, so I guess it makes sense for him to be doing this. It was all, we expect him to explore his options. It was all fine until it became a reality that he might actually leave. Now everybody's ass hurt and they're salty.
Some people, I feel like, at least, were more upset about the fact that it was on signing day.
But that's after the fact. That's after months of speculation that he might leave. That's after the Bears found their guy. That's after the Raiders found their guy. We've been going on this for at least a month strong. Mm-hmm. At least a month. So it was fine in the abstract. Jim Harbaugh, a year after having his contract reworked and essentially making half of what he was making, it's totally fine for him to now take this great season that he had and try to leverage it for a better deal, whether that be at Michigan or somewhere else. It was perfectly fine in the abstract. Once it became a reality, everything's disrespect and selfishness. And no, come on, that's bias. Straight up, that's bias. You a Michigan man, you don't want to see a Michigan man leave Michigan when we have so much riding on it. And I understand that. It's not fair for you to begrudge him for something that you previously said was fair, though. That is unfair. Because you're talking out of both sides of your mouth now. Was it okay for him to explore his options or not? He explored. He found a good option that didn't come to fruition. Here's another question I have for him. At the point where everyone thought Jim Harbaugh was going to take that job, what is the absolute dream scenario for a Michigan fan in that instance? What's the absolute dream scenario? So ESPN's running the lead. Jim Harbaugh expected to take the Vikings head coaching job. What is the absolute dream scenario for you at that point?
That you would find somebody that's just as good as Jim Harbaugh.
Or maybe Jim Harbaugh himself, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this whole thing gets blown up and he's able to come back.
Okay.
Best case scenario, right? Dream case scenario,
he's on
right?
his way out, yeah. I guess it's still possible. I mean, I'm glad that he's back, so we can give him that ass whooping.
Yeah, see, you don't need to be glad that he's back. But, yeah, I think that's crazy. Because literally everyone and their mom, as soon as they saw that ESPN headlight, was like, damn, man, why were you so sad? You were sad because you were sorry about losing Jim Harbaugh. You got him back. How does it benefit you to keep this senseless vitriol around him? Do you realize that's the reason why he was looking for a job in the first place? Or that doesn't matter? That doesn't matter, right? Because you're allowed to go out here and just pontificate about people's lives because they owe you, I guess. I guess they owe you. Jim Harbaugh was upfront with his coaches. He was upfront with the university. He was upfront with his players. He was upfront with the recruits that hadn't even made their way to Michigan yet. He told Will Johnson before he went to go to Minnesota, he told Will Johnson, right, the best recruit we have in our 2022 class, I may be going to the NFL. It don't get no more forthright and honest than that. There's nothing selfish about that. Telling one of the best recruits Michigan's had in years that he may be one that he recruited there, that he may be leaving is like OD honesty. It's probably a little more honest than I probably wanted him to be in that instance. Because what if Will Johnson walked? There's nothing selfish about that. That's like uncomfortable honesty. It's like Dudley Do-Right level honesty. Josh Gaddis has a job in Miami right now because Harbaugh was honest with him about his intentions. So it sounds like you're a butthurt fan because your coach wanted to leave. And if that's the case, get the fuck over it. You being a 12-year NFL vet should understand better than anyone what that was. But he's letting the bias of his fandom kind of be what it is. Next L. Kyrsten Sinema.
Ew.
Kyrsten Sinema. The most popular senator ever from Arizona.
Gross.
You know, I think that self-awareness is very important.
I would agree.
Because when you're self-aware, you know your limitations, you know your strengths. Mm-hmm. You know what you're good at, you know what you're not good at. Mm-hmm. It begins to help you set goals, realistic goals, attainable goals, right? So you're not just out here chasing pipe dreams. Mm-hmm. Clearly, that is something that Kyrsten Sinema did not learn growing up or in her many years of academia. It has been reported that the reason why Kyrsten Sinema is kind of taking the political stances she's taking, being very hardened on her stances for, Build Back Better or, a myriad, doing away with the filibuster, voting rights, a whole bunch of things, right? It is reported that she's doing that as to present herself as the ultimate moderate presidential candidate in 2024. So why doesn't she care about getting reelected to her seat in Arizona? Because she's going to try and fucking primary Biden from the right in 2024.
What? Are you serious?
Imagine that. Hold on. Wait. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema plans to primary Biden as a more moderate candidate than Biden. At that point, that's just right wing. Right of Joe Biden is extreme right wing. So I don't get it. First of all, no one fucking likes you. No one likes you.
That was my question. She is going to be worse than Hillary Clinton.
No, man, she's Sarah Palin for sure. She's Sarah Palin. She had her moment. She had her flash in the pan. Now she's overplaying her hand. Her and Marjorie Taylor Greene should be gone by next cycle. Once the midterms roll around, both of them should be gone.
That's crazy. That she thinks.
Man, yeah. President 2024.
Yeah, right.
Last tale I have is going out to Mr. Joe Biden, President Joe Biden. I'm not sure where this conference was being held, but I saw a clip of him on Twitter talking about Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah.
I retweeted it. I guess the roundabout, description of it, he was calling Mitch McConnell one of his close friends, and that he's always been an honest guy, always.
Mitch McConnell, Mitch, I don't want to hurt your reputation, but we really are friends. and that is not an epiphany we're having here at the moment. You've always done exactly what you've said. You're a man of your word, and you're a man of honor. Thank you for being my friend.
And I was just, why?
This is why people believe that Joe Biden's in cognitive decline. Because in the middle of you not having really anything to show for off of your agenda coming into your first term as president has been completed. Nothing. No voting rights. The filibuster's still there. We did not get $1,400 checks. We did not get Build Back Better. We did not get paid family leave. We did not get the expansion to Medicare. We did not get anything along the lines of student debt forgiveness. You keep kicking the ball down the line. Oh, but what you have done is killed a bunch of brown people in the Middle East. Again, another strike to defeat ISIS. But in that moment, the best thing for you to be on record saying is that fucking Mitch McConnell, the reason why you're trying to remove the filibuster in the first place is your good friend that never lies to you. You're not even trying at this point, man. This is sad. You're not trying. Like, at this point, why don't you just call up good old Mitch McConnell and let him do smut porn with you over the Oval Office and you know what I'm saying? Over the old oaken desk in the Oval Office. Because you are quite literally letting them enter you over and over and over and over and over again. And the best you got is old Mitchie as my best friend? Yeah, I'm out on y'all, man. I'm out. I'm voting Green Party next time around. All the way around. All the way up and down the ballot. Miss me. And Joyce Beatty, I tell you what. You keep on talking and keep touting your relationship with Biden-Harris ticket, you will be missing my vote as well. You will miss my vote as well. Keep touting your relationship with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi if you want to. That ain't helping you with me. That ain't helping you with me at all. It ain't helping you with a lot of people my age. That means nothing to us. You should probably leave old Nancy alone.
Yikes. I got one dub this week, and I just found out about it. I was just quickly scrolling.
You having a baby?
Yeah, no. I was scrolling through Twitter as I was trying to find my likes to make sure I got all my dubs and L's in a row. it looks like the Cavs are potentially getting Karis LeVert from the Pacers, which would be a very smooth addition. And
to Darius Garland and what y'all got going on over there. Yeah, for sure, man.
You know,
sure.
So yeah, huge dub if they
y'all
can
get
make that
Colin
happen.
Sexton back, him, Karis LeVert, Darius Garland. Ugh.
You know, so huge dub to the Cavs. I like that addition. So we'll continue to check on that, but it's looking like they're trying to make that move. On to my L's. First L goes to, unfortunately, a frequent visitor of my L's list, especially as of recently, New Jersey Twerk.
Uh-oh.
So as you guys were recording, this is why I wasn't really paying attention. I apologize for that. But I was watching the URL band event that they were having, which band kind of works like you don't know who the matchups are. You just know who the people battling are. And so Twerk got a battle. I can't remember who it was against, but he delivers it's a 1 round battle, right? So you get one shot at this. Twerk delivers a few lines and then chokes really bad. Really,
you gotta retire, fam. Rousey his ass. Somebody give him a movie deal. He's done rapping.
Now
it's over with. Ronda Rousey.
I'd be willing to give him the excuse of he was in a really bad car accident, so maybe there's some trauma there. But then why are you taking the bag if you know that there's something?
If you up there competing, fam, I'm judging you for what it is.
You
and
know
then also, before you had your car accident, you still used to do this shit.
You know,
you still used to shit down your leg, bro. You Rousey. Nope, it's over with. It's decided. You Rousey. That's back-to-back battles. You done. You are Ronda Rousey, fam.
Yeah, no, it's curtains. It's curtains.
First one was Holly Holm. This one was I forgot the other girl. The second girl.
I don't remember. Was it Cyborg?
Amanda. No, it was Amanda Nunez.
Oh, okay. My next L goes to head coach of the LSU Tigers, Brian Kelly. I don't know if
I'm here with my family.
I don't know if you've seen the TikTok that he made with the kid.
With the recruit that ended up going to Alabama,
that's
fucking loser.
That is the funniest fucking thing I think I've ever heard in my life. You take a TikTok with this kid dancing around like, oh yeah, you know, he's coming to LSU. No, he's not. He's going to Alabama. He just finessed you out of 8 million TikTok views, and now he's going to the Crimson Tide.
God, man,
funniest fucking thing I think I've ever seen in a headline.
Woo! See, if you'd have kept your Indiana accent, you'd have been a little bit more, you know,
believable,
a little bit more believable, authentic. You probably would have got him,
maybe.
But you're out here with your family losing recruits,
and then maybe, you know, not grinding on him in a TikTok.
He was trying to get some twerk from that.
It's just weird, fam, but it's hilarious. I'm so glad that kid decided to go somewhere else. On to my next L. I gotta give an L to Roddy Ricch. You know, a lot of people are saying that Roddy Ricch is probably on a larger decline than Chance the Rapper.
That's bullshit.
I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
That's bull.
I wasn't the biggest fan of his last album, but it was a good enough album.
It wasn't goddamn the big day. It wasn't that. No. Because there's still stuff I can play off of that album. Mm-hmm. But no, man. No. Like, Chance left out of acid rap and was really never the same.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Like, he stopped doing drugs. Mm-hmm. Good on him. Got married. Better on him. And he was never the same rapper. Like, clearly, even the success that he had through Coloring Book, which I was not fond of. I guess I'm just in the minority on that one. But even through his successes, that is not Cocoa Butter Kisses Chance. It's not.
Sure. For sure.
It's not. So,
even on a talent level, like, obviously acid rap is still the better album between the two. But Roddy Ricch did release a snippet of a song. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before. And the backlash that he received from that caused him to deactivate his Twitter.
What, people didn't like the snippet?
No, it was pretty fucking bad.
Was it?
It was pretty bad. Like again, I'm a person who liked to a decent amount that last album. Mm-hmm. The snippet that I heard wasn't good.
Okay.
It wasn't good. Probably not enough for you to deactivate your Twitter though. But, you know, I'm not him. I'm not receiving
it's a
backlash.
sensitive generation, man.
You know?
Kevin
So
Durant has burner accounts. That's all you need to know about our generation.
That's why I give him the L. Like, I mean, I understand you getting backlash for a bad song, but like, I don't think that's something that he should deactivate his Twitter over.
Probably not. But again, this is just a different generation, man. People who were born into the social media era, I feel like, do not know how to cut that off.
Yeah.
Like, once my phone is off, that world doesn't exist. Yeah. And then I turn it back on and I get back on the apps and they exist again. But like, it doesn't exist outside of that. Like, you could have just closed the app, fam. You didn't have to deactivate your account. Yeah. Because what are you doing? You're signaling to people that stuff is getting to you.
Yeah. I would just delete that tweet and then, turn it off.
I mean, even if he didn't want to delete the tweet, if he's proud of the work, he's proud of it. It is what it is.
Nah, delete the tweet. The song wasn't good.
Okay, well.
But, you know, I would have done that and then just, like you said, get off Twitter. You know, but.
There's nothing wrong with, like, not going on Twitter for a few hours.
You know? It's probably good for you. Anyway, my next L goes to none other than Yo Gotti himself.
I'm sorry, what?
Yo Gotti. AKA Yo Gotti.
Mm-hmm.
So Yo Gotti just released an album as well this Friday. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, okay.
He released a song on the album, which, by the way, I didn't listen to the album. He released a song on the album called Dolla Fo Dolla. The song had a challenge on Instagram, I believe, with it, to where basically rappers could submit their verses. He'd pick the best verse, and that would be on the song. Right, so the winner gets to be a verse.
I hate promotional challenges. Well, first of all, they're all promotional, but I hate the clearly planted promotional challenges that go along with songs.
I'm telling you, it's about to get way worse. Promotional challenge, obviously. The person who won, his name is 10%. Right, 10%. A couple years ago, released a song on Yo Gotti's label. Therefore, the person who won is one of Yo Gotti's artists already. Like, dog, really? Really?
Bro, and apparently, it sounds like you ain't want to get a prize money away for real, so you let one of your niggas win.
Well, that plus it's promo for his artist that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
which is fucking bullshit.
Way to go, Yo Gotti.
That's fucking bullshit.
You really got us.
Don't cheat all these people out of their work for them to not even have a shot at that.
I don't know, man, because why the fuck are you doing internet challenges anyways for Yo Gotti's album? You know, that's where I'm gonna start with that.
Yeah, okay, but some artists, we could get into a long conversation about how people decide to promote themselves or try to get on, but
doing TikTok video or IG videos of someone else's song.
Some people probably felt like they had a legitimate shot of winning.
This is how I get on. Yo Gotti's gonna see this one video out of the millions that get sent to him and choose me.
Yeah, probably not millions, thousands.
Okay,
but you know, long shot for sure. But you know, somebody probably felt like they were good enough to get that shot, and lo and behold, the odds were never ever in their favor.
Nope.
Because the whole time he already had this verse recorded with bro. Already ready to go. Had to have, because he announced the winner right before the album came out. So obviously the song was already done. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
So yeah, fuck Yo Gotti for that. I do got one other dub.
Go ahead.
We hit 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all the squad homies. So I guess we owe the people a live stream, Mr.
Yeah, we do.
Mr.
I'm sorry. Look. I have been busy. I had a lot of stuff going on the last couple of weeks.
I've been kind of busy too.
But we are definitely going to get that underway, so stay tuned. Give us your thoughts. We talked about a lot today. Give us your dubs and L's in the comments below.
And make sure you subscribe. Like I said, we do this every Wednesday, so make sure you subscribe and check out more.